Picture this. A stock everybody on your feed is calling the buy of the decade, up over 100% in the past year, and I'm telling you right now, stay away from it until the price comes back down to earth. That's not me being contrarian for the sake of it. That's me looking at the actual numbers and refusing to pay double for something I'd happily buy at half the price. Today, I'm walking you through 3 stocks everyone is arguing about right now, and I'm giving you a straight answer on each one. Buy, avoid, or wait for a specific price backed by real numbers, not gut feelings. No fence sitting, no do your own research and figure it out, cop out. If that's the kind of straight talk you want on stocks every single week, go ahead and hit subscribe on Tickerhawk right now so you don't miss the next one, because a couple of these calls are going to surprise you, and one of them might completely change how you're looking at your own portfolio. Let's start with a name that's completely reinvented itself, and most casual investors still don't realize how much it's changed. Robinhood, ticker Hood. A few years back, this was a meme stock, mostly known for people trading options on their phones between meetings, and honestly, getting a bad reputation for it. That version of Robinhood is basically gone. What's replaced it is a company trying to become the one app that holds your entire financial life. Stocks, options, crypto, retirement accounts, a credit card, prediction markets, futures trading, banking products, and even investment accounts built specifically for kids. And it's actually working. Funded accounts have gone from under 2 million back in 2017 to nearly 30 million today, with 4.8 million of those paying for the gold membership tier. That means Robinhood now has roughly as many paying gold members as it had total users just a few years ago. Assets sitting on the platform have climbed to almost $370 billion. Last quarter, revenue jumped 32% year over year to roughly $1.3 billion. And adjusted EBITDA came in at $741 million, a 57% margin, which is an outstanding number for a company that most people still think of as a scrappy trading app. Their new investment accounts built for kids alone have already pulled in $1.5 billion in contributions from 7 million children, which tells you management isn't just chasing traders anymore, they're trying to own entire families for decades. On paper, this is one of the best growth stories in financial services right now, full stop. So here's my verdict, and it's going to frustrate the bulls in the comments. I'm not buying Robinhood today. Why? Because the stock already knows everything I just told you. Wall Street has priced in the growth, the margins, the whole super app story, all of it. The forward price to earnings sits around 35 times, against expected earnings growth of roughly 30%. Which means you're not getting a discount for taking the risk, you're paying full price for something close to perfection. And Robinhood's business is more fragile than the headline numbers make it look, because a big chunk of that revenue still depends on people actively trading crypto and options. When retail traders go quiet, or crypto volume dries up the way it has over the past 12 months, growth can slow down fast, and a stock priced for perfection gets repriced fast right along with it. My number for Robinhood is $80 a share or lower. That's roughly the level where the valuation actually matches the risk you're taking on. Until we get there, it's a stock I respect. I even think it could be a life-changing long-term hold for the right investor, but it's not one I'll touch at today's price. If you think I'm being too cautious here, tell me in the comments, would you buy Robinhood at today's price, or are you waiting too? I want to see how split this audience really is. Here's the thing though, the next stock on my list is one I actually already own, and I still think it's too expensive to add to right now, which should tell you something about how stretched parts of this market have gotten. I'm talking about CrowdStrike, ticker CRWD. If you want to understand why cybersecurity is one of the safest long-term bets in all of technology, it's simple. It is not optional. Every company on Earth is moving more of its operations into the cloud. Employees are logging in from a dozen different devices. And now artificial intelligence is expanding the number of ways a hacker can break in. AI doesn't just make legitimate businesses faster and smarter, it makes criminals faster and smarter too. CrowdStrike sits right in the middle of that arms race with its Falcon platform, which isn't just one product, it's an entire ecosystem: endpoint protection, identity security, cloud security, threat intelligence, next-generation SIEM tools, and increasingly AI-driven detection built directly into the platform. That lets them land a customer with one product and then expand that relationship year after year, the same way NVIDIA expanded from selling chips to selling an entire AI ecosystem. The results show it. Over the past 12 months alone, this stock is up more than 110%, even after getting hit during that broad software sell-off earlier in the year, which honestly I thought was overblown for a company this strong. Revenue has hit $5.1 billion, trailing 12 months. Annual recurring revenue sits at $5.5 billion, growing 24% year over year. with net new ARR topping $1 billion for the full year. Free cash flow came in at $1.5 billion, on record operating cash flow of $1.8 billion. Those are elite numbers for any software company, let alone one growing this fast. But here's my problem, and it's purely a pricing problem, not a business problem. CrowdStrike is trading at a forward price to earnings of 172 times, a forward price to free cash flow near 120 times, a forward enterprise value to sales multiple of 36. Those are some of the richest numbers anywhere in the market right now, and every single one of them is sitting at an all-time high for this company. When a stock is priced that perfectly, it doesn't need bad news to fall, it just needs slightly less than perfect news. A little bit of margin pressure, ARR growth coming in at 25% instead of 30%, weaker guidance, or just a broader software sell-off, and this stock could drop 30% or more without the underlying business actually breaking at all. That's exactly the moment I'm waiting for. If CrowdStrike falls hard and I go back through the fundamentals, is ARR still growing? Is customer retention still strong? Is free cash flow still expanding? Is there any sign of losing ground to a competitor? If the answer stays no across the board, that's when I'm adding shares aggressively, not trimming them. Until then, my honest answer is avoid at today's prices, even though I already own it and genuinely think it's one of the best run companies in tech. Great company, bad entry point, write that phrase down because it's about to apply to the next stock on this list too, and this one's going to get people fired up. And that brings us to the most divisive name on this entire list, one that splits every room full of investors I've ever talked to. Tesla, ticker TSLA. Ask 10 different people about Tesla, and you will get 10 completely different answers. Because depending on who you ask, it's either one of the most important companies on the planet, or one of the most overpriced stocks anywhere in the market. Honestly, the truth sits somewhere in between, and that's exactly why I'm telling you to avoid it right now. If you value Tesla purely as a car company, the stock makes almost no sense at these levels, full stop, no debate needed. But that's not actually what people are buying when they buy Tesla stock. They're buying the bet on full self-driving finally arriving, robotaxis scaling into a real business, the Optimus robot becoming commercially viable, energy storage growing into its own segment, and the idea that Elon Musk eventually rolls SpaceX and other ventures into one giant, sprawling company. If even part of that vision plays out, Tesla could look completely unrecognizable 10 years from now. I get the appeal, and I'm not dismissing the vision at all. My problem is purely the price you're being asked to pay for that vision today. The stock's forward enterprise value to EBITDA sits around 73 times. Forward enterprise value to sales is at 11.4 times. Over the past 12 months, the stock has actually gone almost nowhere, down roughly 2%. And it's still trading well above its own 5-year average multiple, even after a recent pullback that some bulls are already calling a buying opportunity. You are being asked to pay today in full for a future that hasn't happened. Yet full autonomy still needs years of real-world validation. Robotaxis need to scale from almost nothing into a meaningful business. Optimus needs to go from a demo to an actual commercial product people will pay for. In the core car, business still needs to hold up while all of that plays out in the background. Investing isn't about whether a company could become massive someday. Almost any ambitious company could become massive someday. It's about what you're paying today relative to the actual odds that future shows up on schedule. Right now, Tesla doesn't give you enough room for error. So my call here is simple. Avoid it at today's price. The number I'm personally watching is around $250 a share, which would bring that enterprise value to sales multiple down closer to 7 or 8 times a level, where I could actually justify buying without assuming everything goes perfectly for the next 5 years straight. If shares get there because of a weak delivery quarter, a robo-taxi delay, a regulatory setback, or just the broader market deciding growth stocks got ahead of themselves, that's the moment Tesla goes from a stock I avoid to a stock I actually want to own. Drop a comment and tell me which one of these 3 you think hits its buy trigger. First, Robinhood, CrowdStrike, or Tesla. Because I don't think it's the one most people are about to guess. And let me zoom out for a second, because I think this is the part most people watching finance videos never actually get told. There's a difference between a stock being expensive and a stock being wrong. Robinhood isn't wrong. CrowdStrike isn't wrong. Tesla isn't wrong. The businesses are doing exactly what they need to do. Growing revenue, expanding margins, launching new products, taking market share. The problem is entirely on the price tag. And price tags move a lot faster than businesses do. A company can grow earnings 30% a year for 5 straight years, and the stock can still go absolutely nowhere if you paid too much on day one, because the market simply needs time to grow into the valuation you handed it. That's the boring, unsexy truth that never gets clicks, But it's exactly why patient investors quietly outperform the ones chasing every hot stock on social media. I'd rather sit on cash and wait 18 months for the right entry point on a stock I actually believe in than chase it today and spend those same 18 months underwater hoping I break even. That's not fear, that's just math. And I want to be clear about something else because I get this question constantly. Waiting for a pullback doesn't mean rooting for a crash. I'm not sitting here hoping Robinhood's trading volume collapses or hoping CrowdStrike loses a major customer or hoping Tesla misses delivery numbers. I'm simply acknowledging that markets are cyclical, corrections happen, and when they do, quality companies get thrown out with everything else for a few weeks or months. That's not pessimism, that's just how 30 years of market history actually works. Every single one of these 3 stocks has already had at least one 30% plus drawdown in the past few years alone, and in every case, the business kept growing right through it. The stock price recovered because the fundamentals never actually broke. That's the setup I'm hunting for again, and it's the same setup that's made patient investors a lot of money over the last few decades, from the dot-com crash all the way through 2022's growth stock sell-off. The names change, the pattern doesn't. So let's bring this back to something practical you can actually use today. If you own any of these 3 stocks already, this isn't a signal to panic sell tomorrow morning. Selling a great business just because I think the price is a little rich isn't a strategy, it's a mistake. In the other direction. This is more about where you put new money right now, this month, this quarter. If you've got cash sitting on the sidelines looking for a home, I'd rather see you wait for one of these 3 to hit its trigger price than force your way into a stock that's priced for a flawless future. And if none of them pull back anytime soon, that's fine too. There will always be another setup, another opportunity, another stock trading at a discount to what it's actually worth. The market gives you chances constantly if you're patient enough to wait for them instead of chasing whatever's trending that week. Notice the pattern running through all 3 of these calls. I'm not telling you these are bad companies, not even close. Robinhood is building one of the most ambitious financial platforms in the entire country. CrowdStrike owns arguably the strongest cybersecurity ecosystem on the market today. Tesla has more paths to a massive future than almost any company you could name on a list like this. But a great company and a great investment are 2 completely different things. And mixing those 2 ideas up is exactly how people end up buying at the top and then holding through years of the stock going absolutely nowhere. The market has a habit of pulling all of tomorrow's good news into today's stock price, and when that happens, even a fantastic business can turn into a terrible place to park new money. That's the trap so many investors fall into during a strong market. They watch a stock run without them, they start feeling like they're missing out, and eventually they talk themselves into paying up just this once. That's precisely the moment discipline matters most. And honestly, it's the difference between investors who compound real wealth over 20 years and investors who spend 2 decades chasing headlines and buying tops. So if any part of this changed how you're looking at these 3 names, do me a favor and hit like on this one. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this before they buy at the wrong price. And if you're already holding one of these 3 stocks, drop your actual cost basis in the comments, because I want to see how many of you got in early versus how many are holding on hoping for a bounce. Here's where I'll leave you today. Markets do not stay stretched forever, no matter how strong the story feels in the moment. Somewhere out there is the pullback that turns Robinhood, CrowdStrike, or Tesla from a stock to a void into a stock. Worth buying aggressively. And when that moment finally arrives, I want you ready for it instead of scrambling to figure out what to do. I'm keeping a close eye on all 3 of these names, and the second any of those setups change, I'll be back with the exact numbers and exactly what I'm personally doing about it. If you don't want to miss that call, make sure you're subscribed to Ticker Hawk, because the next real pullback could come faster than most people expect. And the investors who are prepared for it going in are usually the ones who walk away with the biggest gains 5 years down the road.